right, so today I am cooking Brussels sprouts. So I have about 13 Brussels sprouts that I've chopped up, and I'm going to show you a recipe that you can cook it without fats. That's the whole idea, to reduce fat. And this is not the only way to cook it. This is one way that I'm doing it now today. So I have a little bit of liquid left over from the chickpeas that I boiled, and it's also called aquafaba. So I'm just adding about a cup in here in my pan, and as you can see, there it is. And then I will add about a teaspoon of cumin seeds to that. Okay. Now while that is warming up, because I've already chopped up my Brussels sprouts, I'm going to keep chopping shiitake mushrooms, and I'm going to talk to you. So the reason I'm cooking this without fat, and a lot of people complain about it, is the fact that we want to lose weight, or we have diabetes, or any of those, obesity, heart disease, those kind of conditions. It's mostly because of fat, not carbs. We need carbs as our main source of energy. So when we try and eliminate those fats, the best way to eliminate is first, at least don't cook the oil, because when we cook the oil, then it is actually making it worse. It's creating a lot of toxicity in the body. And if you still want fat, you can cook it in water and then add fat on top, like a good olive oil or something like that. So that's the whole idea. Now I have my water with cumin seeds, and the whole thing about cooking is to get good flavor, good taste in it, and also have lots of fiber and healthful. So here I have about half an onion chopped up, and I'm just going to add this in my pan and let it cook. So while that is cooking, then I'm just going to break up the onion, because you want it all separated out. You could wait for the onions to become a little translucent if you want, but the more we cook our vegetables, the less value is left out of it. So and that's not like I'm going to eat just this dish. I will pair it up with something else. It could be rice, it could be potatoes, it could be bread, whatever. And also, other people in my family are eating chicken. So what do? And they'll eat this too. So anyways, I'm going to add my Brussels sprouts to this. And it's a really simple dish. I'm not a big fan of Brussels sprouts because I didn't grow up eating Brussels sprouts. I just kind of, the last 18-19 years. And it's a really great vegetable. Now you could do the same thing with cauliflowers. You could do it with broccoli. Any of those hardy kind of vegetables. And this winter is a really great time to be eating these vegetables, because they have a lot of vitamins, nutrients, some very special enzymes that are secreted when it's in season. So in Canada nothing is in season, but I think they grow beetroots here, so I am going to use beetroot on top of this. So now I also have some mushrooms here, and I'm just going to add mushrooms on top over here. And you can add as many mushrooms as you want. I just kind of put in 4 or 5, and I'll add a few more here, there. And shiitake mushrooms are really great. I mean, there's different benefits of different mushrooms, so whatever you like, whichever mushroom you like, you can use that. Mushrooms are a special food group on their own. You know, what you get from mushrooms, you're not going to get from anywhere else. So a lot of healthy bacteria come from mushrooms. So that is what it's going to be like. And I have a little bit of ginger that I've julienned. You know, ginger tastes really good. And I'm not adding salt in here because the dressing that I've made for this has salt in it. So this looks really pretty, as you can see right now. Okay, and I'm just going to cover it up so that it can just in its steam. I'm gonna close this door. People are coming. Okay, so in the meantime, what I did was I made a sauce for this. So there's Dijon mustard. Now let's see what are the ingredients in this. It's really just water, mustard seed, white vinegar, salt, and citric acid. You got to watch out for sulfites. So if it has sulfites, don't get it. So that, and then I took some pine nuts to give it the fat, right? And you can choose anything. You could even choose avocado for that matter. I didn't want to use processed stuff. So I used pine nuts, about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon of pine nuts. I even took 1 medjool date and 1 whole lime, and about 4 cloves of garlic and half a piece of green chili, and a little bit of Himalayan salt as per your taste. So mine is about half a tablespoon, and I blended it all together. Here it is. It came out really well. Now you can start adding any other things to it, like chives or whatever you want. So that is really the fat that will go on top once that is cooked. Now I also had my kidney beans prepared from another day, so I'm going to add kidney beans to it once this is all cooked, and it looks like it's almost ready. Let's take a look if it's softened out. All I need to do is just make sure it's softened out, not overcook it. Yeah, it's nice and soft now. I'm just going to dry up the water a little bit, and once the water is dry, it's looking really nice. So if you can see that it is coming out really well. So now I will add these beans to it, and that's going to give a lot of protein as well as fiber. These beans are really good in fiber, right? They're really high in fiber. So now I got this, and I had cooked these beans in ginger and salt, so that's why I didn't add any more salt to the Brussels sprouts, and garlic as well. So I'm going to taste this and see. It already has a lot of flavor, so let's take a look. Okay, here, look at that. This looks beautiful. I'm going to add a little bit of this sauce that I made. So, oh, sorry, making too much noise there, trying to bring the camera closer. This is the problem I have when I'm doing it myself. So, there it is. That's my sauce on top of it, and once it's all mixed up, it's going to come out really well. Now that, how long did that take, right? I mean, yeah, I did have my sauce prepared, but preparing the sauce, everything from A to Z, was not even 10 minutes. And now you can make it as dry or leave it a little bit saucy like that. Now, if you don't have Dijon mustard, you know, you could have just used, what do you call it, tomatoes as well to it. So that's totally fine. And the dish is ready. Ta-da!